Hey, what's up guys? I want to make a quick video on Torx driver sets. If you're into knives and gear, you gotta have these. These are tools of the trade. Even if you're not taking your knives apart, eventually you're gonna run across a knife with a little bit of blade play and you're gonna want to adjust the pivot, okay, to take that blade play out. You're gonna need a Torx set at some point, mini Torx, okay? Of course they make sets with the big old fat ones for like, different bolts and stuff on your in your vehicles. There's actually a lot of Torx being used in some vehicle stuff, so that's not an issue. I'm talking about the little mini sets like T12s and down, right? The small ones. Most common Torx bits, even if you're not going to get a set, at least get the individual ones. Get a T6, a T4, a T8, a T9, and a T10. Okay, those are the most common sizes for a lot of your knives. Even more common, I would say, that it would be the 6 and the 9. Both of those ones are used most frequently. But yeah, Torx screw heads are very commonly used in the knife industry. And having a set like this is going to be well worth the money. Both of these sets are around $8. All right, give or take $1 or so. I bought these years ago, so I'm going by memory. But I promise they're less than $10. The difference here, this is a Cobalt one. This is Lowe's brand of tools. All right, and this one is a Husky set, and that is Home Depot's brand of tools. Now, one of these sets has worked beautifully for me for many, many years. Okay, I would say at least 3 years I've had the one set, use it all the time. The other set I had problems with right away, within about a week, okay, and I stopped using it. Which set do you think is better, Lowe's or Home Depot? Well, I'm here to tell you, Lowe's. Okay, this is from personal experience. Although both sets work exactly the same, the bits themselves hold up a lot better on the Cobalt brand. All right, the tempering in it and or the steel, whatever it is, they just work. The two most common problems you're gonna have with these mini Torx, because they're small, is you're gonna get deformation on the bit head itself, okay? It twists because the metal is too soft. All right, so when you're trying to screw a screw in really hard, or if you're trying to unscrew it and it's Loctite or something, instead of it popping the screw or popping the Loctite or whatever, or basically instead of stripping the head of the screw, you're stripping your tool, because the screw head is harder metal than the tool steel. So this is the problem I had, and I'm going to show you real close. The two most common things, obviously deformation of it, twisting, or just bending, and the other thing is just simply snapping off. And that's the other problem too, is if the heat treat or on the steel itself is too hard, then the bit will snap before it ends up deforming the head of your screw that you're trying to loosen up and or tighten. So another thing to note, I don't remember if this came with one of these things. I like this. This is the part that keep the Cobalt set. They go into this little plastic piece, and it just keeps everything from rattling inside. So when it's snapped on, it doesn't rattle. Both of these tools do work the same in that this will freely spin so that you can put it in your palm and turn this. The rubber grip came off about a month or two with use, but honestly, when using this, my hand never touches it, so it's not an issue. But I did want to mention that it had a little rubber sleeve here for grip. This one, the tool, like I said, I don't know if it originally came with that plastic piece, but if it did, it broke, because I don't have it anymore, and now these just fit into the back like this. But same deal, the back spins. So anyway, I just want to show you these bits. On the Cobalt one, all the bits are perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. They all work great. I use them all the time. But on the Husky set, I have, that one's okay. This one's deformed. That one's okay. Again, these are sizes I probably don't use as much. And this one's broken. So let's first of all see what size this one is. This one's completely broken off, and this is a T6, one of the most common ones used. That's why it's broken off, because it got a lot of use. Hopefully you can see that. Just in case you can't. Let me get this to focus. Focus. Do it. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. So you can see that it's literally just broken off because it was too brittle, because the heat treat wasn't right. All right. So now this one, although not broken, it's no longer functional because it is deformed. And the problem with this one is not that it was brittle, but it was too soft. So you can see the head of the tool literally twisted. So the major point of this video is, from personal experience, from many, many, many uses, I can definitely recommend the Cobalt set from Lowe's over the Husky set from Home Depot. So just a heads up, and also a reminder, if you're getting into knives, you're new to it, go out and spend the $8 and get one of these things because you won't regret it. You're gonna need it time and time again, and I can contest to anyone who's gonna post comments about this, we break out our Torx sets all the time to tinker with our knives, okay? It's very, very useful, and it's a must-have for any knifeaholic. So that's it, just a little heads up from personal experience. So hopefully it'll save you guys some trouble and some hassle. There's nothing worse than having a knife apart, having one Torx set and snapping a bit that you really, really need, and then you're just sitting there with your knife and parts. And by the way, that's another suggestion too. For $8, get 2 or 3 sets as backups. Can't hurt. So that's all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video.